Hello, everyone, and welcome to For the Cause, a charity live stream where we choose a different cause for every month. And this month, we are choosing the Bat Conservation International. My name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty across the internets. And with me, we have our amazing, incredible cast. We're going to go ahead in order, starting with Bitey McBiterson. Sophie, would you mind introducing yourself and letting everybody know what you do?
Hello, I'm Mark, he, him. I sort of make content occasionally, revolving around mostly working out or cosplay. And the character I am playing is, as Nat said, Bitey McBiterson, also a he, him, and just a little bit of an edgelord vampire guy with a terrible accent.
Excellent, excellent. We'll move on over to Connor.
Hi, everybody. I'm Connor. I'm he, him. What I do is just try to get by day in and day out. And every day it's a bit more of a chore than the day before. I am an actor at the 20 Sided Tavern, and I'm thrilled to be here. Thanks for having me, everybody. And my character's name tonight is Cousins.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Cousins. We'll move on over to Koji.
Hello everyone, I'm TheKojiIsHere on various places on the internet. Yeah, you can find me occasionally in the For the Cause events and sometimes in the Dark Domain RPGs. And I will be playing Darius tonight.
Wonderful, wonderful. We're going to move on over to Mel. Mel, tell us what you do, where you're from, who you are tonight.
Hi everyone, I'm Mel, a small-time content creator, big-time history nerd. You can find me at MEWHI3312, MewHi3312, across the interwebs. I occasionally make content as well, probably less occasionally than some people, more occasionally than others. And tonight I am playing Lavinia, who is an old vampire who will never tell you how old she is and is super sick of new vampire shit.
Wonderful. Moving right along, we've got Alex. Please introduce yourself.
Hey everybody, Stomp here. Along with Connor, I am also an actor in the 20 Sided Tavern. Thrilled to be here and hanging out. And tonight I am playing, my pronouns are he, they. And tonight I am playing Reginald or Reggie. Their pronouns are also he, they. Just a vampire who's been around, seen a lot, and is over most of it. So.
Very, very, very fair. And last but certainly not least, we have Serendipity.
Hello, I'm Dip. I use its pronouns. I am a cosplayer, artist, basically do a million things and I'm always busy. And I am playing Stacey, and I'm totally a vampire.
That's very, very convincing.
Thank you so much. Everyone says that about me.
For this particular volume of For the Queen of the Damned, we are supporting the amazing cause of the Bat Conservation International. Mel, do you have anything for us about Bat Conservation International, or BCI?
Absolutely, and memorization is not one of my strong suits, so apologies if I look at my notes. So as Nat said, tonight we're supporting Bat Conservation International, or BCI for short. Their main mission is to conserve the world's bats and their ecosystem, and that helps ensure a healthy planet. BCI works to rescue endangered species, protect landscapes, and inspire communities to learn more about the importance of the species to the overall health of our planet. They share education workshops worldwide and work to reduce the stigma around bats kind of in all communities around the world.
Incredible. Thank you so much. All of your donations tonight will go directly to this cause, with our goal being $250 by the end of the session. However, the donations don't have to end there. With every dollar, we know that we are sparking change in the community. You'll see on our Tiltify that is pinned in the chat that we also have some rewards. Such rewards include TTRPGs, affecting the game, or even some homebrew items that you can have for your own table. So please go and check those out. If you are unfamiliar with how For the Queen is played, here's just a brief synopsis. For the Queen is a question-based storytelling and world-building game where my players will take turns answering questions about their devotion to our glorious Queen of the Damned. While taking turns, other players can add input get to a character's answer by putting their finger under their nose as such, like they have a mustache of questions, something like that. However, the player does not have to include that given information at all. As a safety tool, if you encounter a question or an answer that you don't want to be included in this game, please make sure to put a big X up on the screen, and we will exclude that content and move right along. Also, my players, you can choose not to answer a question to change to a new question, or give me a compelling argument why someone else should answer that question, because why not? We're going to continue answering question cards until the queen is under attack. Do we defend her is drawn. Each player will then answer that question in turn, and then the game is over. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So, my party of vampiric individuals, you find yourselves down a winding road. This road has long, tall, very gangly trees with branches that stretch all the way across. It is almost enchanting, except the full moon is out. It is dark, and you are following the one that may have turned you, may have recruited you, someone that you love dearly, the Queen of the Damned. And during this time, you're going to question yourselves and question each other. Let's go ahead and start with Bitey McBiterson. I do have a question for you about our beloved queen. Now, Bitey McBiterson, when was the last time the queen was gentle with you?
When she turned me. She was very kind, very gentle, understood that it was a possibly traumatic experience going from life to unlife. And she talked me through it. It was very sweet. I appreciated it a lot. I mean, she turned me, and this is what is.
Very,
The
very
accent
nice.
was there the entire time.
Well, now it is, for sure.
Duh.
We'll go ahead and move on over to our next, I don't want to say victim, but interesting individual, Cousins. The queen ordered you to do something you knew you would regret. Have you forgiven yourself for doing it?
Ooh. I think we are introduced to Cousins in a point of view shot. Arising from a nap, his eyes start to blink open, and as we see the world through them, everything is upside down. The ground is where we would expect the sky, and vice versa. And the shot reverses, and we see hanging from a branch in this wood a small fruit bat with his wings wrapped around him, his little claws here, sort of in his sleep, kind of mindlessly tickling at his own chin. And Cousins remembers the task that the queen has given him to go out and gather a couple small woodland mammals to bring back, just as sort of like the vampiric equivalent of trail mix along the road. It's not a meal. It's not enough to sustain her holy darkness until the next stop, but they'll do. It's like popping M&Ms on the voyage. And so Batty lets go with his little fruit bat wings and flies to find some member of the forest, knowing that but for the grace of God, or but for the grace of her dark highness, he could very well be one of these folks being brought. And I think that sort of Cousins lies to the queen and continues to come back empty-handed and say, hey, listen, nobody's out there, you know. I was banging up the tree. I said, hey, squirrels, hey, little birds, and nothing. So anyway, but I found a beautiful blackberry bush I know you struggle eating human foods, but just give them a shot. And you see that Cousins has a small little bat-sized handkerchief with which he's gathered a bunch of like nuts and berries, and he lays it at the queen's lap. Yeah, this is. I'll keep looking, but yeah, just fruits and nuts, as far as the eye can see. So yeah. I apologize.
That seems quite like skimping out, in my opinion. I don't know about the queen herself.
Oh, we never, the queen do anything, never skimp. But what can you do? The force gives, the force doesn't give.
Bitey McBiterson, as you answer your question, would you also mind describing yourself?
This is me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just a white dude, kind of look like vampire. Terrible Russian accent. Wears corset because clearly a vampire like aesthetic.
Clearly.
And that's it. Also, throughout that entire rambling, totally forgot what the original question was.
It was the queen had ordered Cousins to do something that they knew they would regret. So have they forgiven themselves?
Oh, okay. Then everything you said makes sense. Understood.
Seems to be a friend of the bat. We'll move on over to Darius, darling.
Hello, darling.
Darius, you've seen a side of the queen that no one else has. Do you hope to see it again?
Of course I do. The queen does love a bit of drama. All her highness's respect and adherence to the ways of the court. One can't be helped but be tempted to stir the pot. Now, occasionally that means sometimes things get violent, or things get out of hand. It should make for a better show.
As you speak, you kind of give me the visage of a tall, pale elf with white hair. Is that true?
Glad you could tell, darling.
Wonderful. All right.
I do think I should add that the white hair is very clearly a bad wig. He's wearing a blouse that looks like it was stolen out of a theater department. Like he has clearly this is all very much a choice and not a great one, maybe.
Perhaps not. We'll move on over to Lavinia. Lavinia, as you answer this question, please also describe yourself. Lavinia, what question do you wish you could ask the queen, and what keeps you from asking it?
So, Lavinia is, in appearance, as you see her, but moves with a grace that is very old world. Very much the kind of thing that you would expect in a court. She stands very tall, very upright, very ladylike, and every move she makes is very reserved and very herself. As for what I would ask the queen, questioning why we're out here. What's the point? What's the plan? Everything should probably have some sort of a reason. I don't much like to drift aimlessly. That's not really what I do. And keeping her from asking it is just the sheer fact that that's the queen. She deserves a little bit more respect than questioning her motives. Although Lavinia is not ashamed to do it secretly.
It's quite understandable. We'll move on over to Reginald. Reginald, who is this distant power that we are traveling to, and why do they make you uneasy?
Repeat the first part of the question.
Yes, darling. Who is this distant power that you are traveling to, and why do they make you uneasy?
Goodness, what a lovely query you've wagered. Periodically, the vampires, the corpse must all travel to convene and have meetings. There are kings and queens spread throughout. We follow a certain one, and there are others. And when they all come together, tensions can be quite high. And so we're off to visit another dignitary of another coven. And never quite sure of motive, never quite sure of intent. And that always sets one on edge, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Would you mind describing to the audience what Reginald looks like?
Of course. And forgive me, I'm foggy on the details. I haven't seen a mirror in quite some time.
I know.
But before you is a very stately gentleman of the clear Victorian era, very tall, something really to behold and look at. Nails slightly longer than you were expecting, bald. Picture Nosferatu if he fucked. So just, very well kempt. There's pride in appearance. They have to buy into what you look like before they'll buy into what you say.
I couldn't agree more.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And someone who seems to be dragging along just a little bit. We have Stacey. Stacey, the queen is responsible for the death of someone you loved. Who and what happened?
So Stacey is stereotypical blonde hair, just like very Valley Girl, but in the goth, it's not a phase mom phase type thing. She's going around taking pictures of literally everything with her phone. Even though literally no one shows up in the photos, she's still taking them. The queen is responsible for the death of somebody. Okay. So, like, my brother, he always liked to, get in with the wrong gangs and things like that. And, one day he went out into the woods during a full moon and ran into this, weird dog and got bit. And then he was also a dog, I guess. And I have learned since that vampires aren't, a huge fan of dogs, which is really sad because I used to be a dog person. But, yeah, she killed him and, his pack, which I think is what he called his gang. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't, super close with him. I get why she did it, but still, it seems like a little bit of an overreaction. I get you're a cat person, but I'm just saying, it is what it is.
You just seem very cool about it.
Yeah, like I said, we weren't, super close or anything. He dropped out of college. I dropped out of college, but later. He moved far away, and then I tried to follow him, and then he wasn't having it, and he kept trying to push me away and say, no, it's not safe, you can't be near me, and I was like, what is this? So I mean, yeah, I'm sad about it, but you gotta move on, YOLO, you only live once. Or I guess twice.
Bitey McBiterson.
Excuse me, how long ago did this happen?
What day is it today?
I believe it is Tuesday.
Okay, 2 years.
Very intriguing. Just wanted to quickly pop out and say thank you so much to our anonymous donation of $25. very, very, very exciting. We are obviously getting to that 250, but right now I've already reached a personal goal because every dollar counts. So thank you so much for the donation. And don't forget, audience, that you can affect this game with either questions or conditions or changing someone's answer entirely. So make sure to go ahead and check out that Tiltify link. We'll move on over back to Bitey McBiterson. There is a rumor about you and the Queen back at the royal court. How did it start, and is it true?
Why does Brain always go to this place? So the rumor was that she turned me because she found me very pretty and wanted to use me for undead, you know, things. And fuck yeah, that's true.
Mm.
I am Horde for Queen.
I have no further questions. We'll move on over to Cousins. Cousins, our lovely little bat. Other than the Queen, there is someone else in this retinue that you love. Why are you keeping it a secret?
I mean, it's duty, right? You know, I mean, I'm here to do the Queen's bidding. It's a straw that comes over me, but I don't know, you catch feelings and whew. And I mean, I say that as someone who literally flies, but that feeling, like the wind's rushing under my little fuzzy little tummy, I don't know. I get nervous about mixing, you know, what it is I do with who it is I mean, well, I'm not going to say love. I don't know if they feel that it's a crush, you know, everybody's got crushes. And, yeah, look, I love the Queen. God knows I love her. Do anything for her. Literally, I would do anything for her. But I'm trying to be diplomatic. She's a temperamental vampire, and I don't want, not that, you know, she'd trouble herself with something as base and lowly as jealousy, but I just wouldn't want there to be any sort of competitive spirit, or for her to use her infinite wellspring of undead powers to, you know, just like a nice division between work and romance, you know, and this is a job that I love, but it's a job.
I think I saw Reginald first.
Yeah, that was a beautifully articulate way of walking around a question. But in that non-answer, you did say you would do anything for the Queen, yet not a mere moment ago, you did confess that you have not followed through on certain duties she's asked you to do. So your love, while beautiful and something you can pontificate on, seems very shallow and stops short.
Wait. You think my love is... First of all, I said I have maybe a crush. Maybe, you know...
That was on someone else. I'm talking about, you said you love the Queen unconditionally and would do anything for her, and in your previous response, you wouldn't even get her a small rodent to feed off of, and you lied.
Reg, look. What is it like for you, you know, when... I've seen you and the Queen talk, and, you know, when she says, hey, go do whatever, you know, go, I need a Stompoly, or, you know, of people or whatever, and you're able to have it back and forth. You're able to exercise your own agency. But I just, she's got something over me. I mean, I feel like just a little thing, just
a little thing that lies. Interesting. That's all.
Just say what is interesting. Just say, don't you say the interesting thing. I'd like to know what's interesting. What's interesting?
You are interesting. You are confessing loyalty, but yet you lie.
I did see both Lavinia and Stacey. Are you well, or do you want to also talk to this little bat? We'll talk to Lavinia.
So in, again, that fun little non-answer where you didn't actually say pretty much anything other than you have some
Wow, you got the freaking
anonymous little
answer
crush.
Gestapo over here. I said, you know what? It's none of your business. How about that's my answer? Go mind your own
Yes,
apple.
yes, dear. Yes, you have a fun little anonymous crush. But it seems like you're scared of the queen, and to tell her
And
if you're so devoted and loyal, and you've got her ear, don't you think she'd want to know? Want to do something nice for you?
look, I not to, you know, not to be a jerk about it, but I'm one of what, like 2,000 bats she can command at will. I don't delude myself into thinking she gives a hoot how I'm doing on any given day.
It's fair. It seems like
Tell me I'm wrong.
Seems like you're fairly nervous around her, given you're not doing what she asked you to do, and you won't tell her about this.
Okay, first of all, you and Reggie both, I told you in confidence that I was having some misgivings about bringing her a fresh kill, okay? You know what incompetence means? Incompetence means stop breaking my balls about it, okay?
I'm familiar with the concept.
All right.
We'll move on over to Stacey had a thing.
Spill the tea. Who's your crush?
No, Stace, I'm not gonna. Come on, we're not doing this.
Oh, come on!
No,
it's so cute.
First of all, I didn't even know I was talking out loud when I was talking about. You know how I get. I fancy myself a poet of sorts. You know, I got big dreams for myself. You know, I see this as a. Yeah, you know, it's good work, it's honest labor, but you know, am I going to be serving the queen forever? I don't know. You know, I sort of saw myself traveling at some point. Maybe, I don't know.
Isn't like
have a family.
the whole thing about undeath eternity?
For you, maybe, but my.
Oh yeah, totally for me.
I got months.
Oh.
Out of game? How long do bats live? I have no idea what the lifespan.
I will look that up.
Thank you.
If I remember correctly, it's like 12 to 15 years, if I remember correctly, but I could be horribly
you
wrong.
got a month left?
We don't need to be doing a bat charity. That's fine.
10 to 15.
Yeah.
They're good.
Just think of the frickin' bats.
I love Halloween.
Yeah, you can live over. Some of them can live over 30 years. One of the oldest is 41.
Yeah,
Ooh.
they live a long time.
I got maybe a couple years left where that flower of youth is still blossoming, and you know, I'm trying to do something.
Okay, yeah, but like, can you like give me a little hint? Like, who's your crush?
I want to know. Look, here's the deal. Stace.
Yeah.
You of all people. I mean, not to tell you how to feel, but you should know that there's consequences.
Not for me.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm not you, Stace, and so I am aware of consequences.
Oh.
We'll move over to Bitey McBiterson.
Hey, you don't seem to know the lifespan of your own species, and I also felt you kind of exaggerated that hoot. Are you really a tiny owl in disguise?
Wait, what is this, a fucking intervention? Like, I can't just, like, wax poetic about crush without the whole party jumping up his ass crack?
Hey, I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question here.
I don't know. I mean, I thought maybe being in the Queen's service, it might have an effect on my lifespan.
This is fair. Okay, thank you for your honesty.
Hey, anytime.
As we're being honest, Darius, what did you bring with you that endangers the queen?
Oh, this is a bit awkward. Well, in the spirit of It's all for the Queen. It's in her interest, in, as we said, moving things along, making things happen. I may have had some history with the dignitary we're going to see today. I may or may not have taken an item from his court the last time I was there, and I may not have it on my person at this moment. And if I'm found with it, that would not look good on the Queen. But I'm sure it'll be fine.
Lavinia.
If you're so worried about it endangering the Queen, why did you bring it?
It's just keeping my person in general, and I didn't realize where we were going today until I was already in the caravan.
So why not dump it? Plenty of ways to hide things, darling.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I can help you with that if you need.
I'll be fine.
Depending how big it is, you could swallow it.
Thank you for your interesting suggestion, Stacey.
Of course.
I just imagine Stacey hanging upside down with her legs on a branch
Yes, exactly.
as they had that conversation.
Yes, exactly. Holding on to my sunglasses so they don't fall off.
Correct. We'll move on over to Lavinia. Lavinia, the Queen sometimes shows interest in your personal life. How do you respond to that, and why?
Well, it's not terribly polite to talk about oneself extensively. So, she knows what she needs to know. And we're both rather okay with that arrangement. Talked a long time ago about her not pressing. So, I keep things close to my chest, we'll say. It's been a long life and there's things she doesn't need to know.
Stacey.
Are you keeping secrets?
Always. What lady doesn't?
Oh my gosh, can I know them?
No.
Fine.
It's not polite to ask, dear.
Yeah, well, I guess just some people are boring, then. Whatever.
And some people don't understand manners. Kids.
Bitey McBiterson.
Is one of those secrets perhaps how old you really are?
Oh, it's not polite to ask a lady her age. Don't you know? These new vampires, I don't remember anything of the old custom.
I did not ask your age. I asked if that was what you were keeping secret.
The Queen's been
Do not
around
twist
long
my
enough.
words.
The Queen's been around long enough. She knows what she needs to know.
Very fair. Stacey.
Has she been around as long as you?
Maybe. Maybe longer. I don't think I'd bend my head to someone who wasn't at least as old as I was.
Fair enough.
Cousins.
Yeah, Lavinia. Hey, do you mind if I call you Vinny, just for short?
Yes.
Lavinia, I apologize. That was too forward of me. You're a powerful vampire. You're an elder statesman of the species. You ever think about, I don't know, queendom of your own?
Pressures of ruling seem to be a bit much, but
I get it. I get it. That's why I don't do it myself, because of the pressures of ruling.
yes, nothing to do with the fact that you're a bat. That's fair. That's fair. You know what? That's fair.
Bats can be queens too. Don't discriminate.
I suppose. I won't say the thought hasn't crossed my mind. We'll leave it there, but the thought has maybe crossed my mind a century or two.
Nice.
Well, as this conversation went on, we're going to move on over to Reginald. Reginald, when was the last time the Queen embarrassed you?
Oh, well, I don't think someone can really be embarrassed by the Queen. I think they can be made an example of, but that's slightly different than being embarrassed. But occasionally people, myself included, do fall out of line. Um, Oh goodness, it must have been about a month or two back. It was a bit of a social faux pas, really. If you don't get the bow down low enough upon greeting her, you are meant to hold it and bow a little bit longer and not rise until you've been risen. And again, not embarrassed, just made an example of. Um, but that is what it is. And what's to be upset up about that?
Lavinia.
Did she do the thing where she takes the cane and pushes you down further?
To be touched by the accessories of Her Majesty is a gift and it's something that I look forward to. So if you're asking, did I get the cane in polite terms? Yes. Again, not embarrassed, just an example. And everyone else understood, and Her Majesty was not besmirched moving forward. And it has a lovely, cool feeling. It's very nice. Yes, Bat Boy.
Can I stomp here? Can we get a little flashback of whenever Reginald finally was in isolation, was in privacy after this, what that moment looked like?
Yeah, I think the immediate aftermath, you would see Reginald alone, and I don't believe. Correct my lore. I don't know. We've all known vampires 6 ways from Sunday. I don't believe that this particular vampire can cry, but it was just him against a very like stone wall, and it was just a very like shudder moment. That's what you get.
I'm gonna picture. This was against the stone wall.
Well, that's what I told you. So yes.
This is outside, and there's maybe like a light drizzle in the air. And if we look back, unnoticed by Reginald, at the top of this stone wall, Cousins is kind of just holding his wings out, hoping to create a little umbrella effect over Reginald's head.
Sweet baby boy.
Darius.
All these years under the Queen's rule, and you don't know how low you should be bowing.
Oh, and see, what we're not going to do is we're not going to take sass from someone who's confessed to having something that might endanger the Queen on their person.
How do you know the Queen doesn't know I have it?
Well, what an intriguing thought, considering you won't give it up, you won't tell us what it is, and you keep playing coy.
At least I know how far to bow.
Interesting. All right. No. Keep talking, Darius. That's fine.
Bitey, McBiterson.
Wait, so when she puts cane on your guys' head, it's to make you bow lower? Because it is different for me.
Well, there are many chapters in a book, Bitey McBiterson. Some of us are in chapter 1, some of us are near the end of the novel. It's all a journey, and may hell keep you safe.
Oh, as this lesson is going on, we're going to move on over to Stacey. Stacey, you once saved the Queen's life. How?
Right, so we were this is actually like just a little bit ago. We were just, going down the trail, and she was about to like step in like a pothole, and I was like, "Oh no, look out!" And she was like, "Huh?" And then and then she didn't step in it, and like she totally could have died. Like, potholes are serious. She could have like twisted an ankle, gotten hurt. could have fallen into like a pit of spikes that might have been there. It wasn't, but like it could have. Like if you think about all of the different things about what could happen from falling over, and I just go, oh my gosh, look out, and then she doesn't.
Cousins.
How did she respond? Did she show you deep gratitude? What was the moment after?
So she mostly just like stopped because I talked to her without her saying that I could talk to her. But then she noticed that there was a pothole there, so she didn't get mad, but she also just sort of gave me this look of like, and then she kept walking. So I think she was pretty grateful, honestly.
Stacey, I'm curious if this is a story that you tell or that the Queen tells.
Well, I don't know. I'm not really around when she tells her stories. So like I would think she would absolutely tell this story because she could have broken her heels. Like her high heels, gone. So I'd like to think this is like a really big deal. But like obviously I'm not usually around when she tells her stories or anything, so like that's something to ask other people. But I mean, I also tell this story. I don't know why we both wouldn't tell it. It happened to us both, you know?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
We'll move on over to Bitey McBiterson. Bitey, why are some others at the royal court jealous of your relationship with the Queen?
I mean, I think the earlier explanation about the cane thing, probably why they're all jealous. I mean, I don't know what else to say. That's pretty straight, simple, forward to the point, yeah?
Reginald might have something.
Yeah, a bit unorthodox for those of us in a vampirical monarchy, but I thought I'd poll the room. Show of hands. Anyone jealous of Bitey McBiterson and his relationship with the Queen? Raise your hand if you're jealous. All right, carry on then, everyone.
But I think it's so
there are
cool.
other people in the court.
No, but it's. I love that I love you're doing such a good job, which you're clearly doing. So, let's 3 cheers for Bitey. Am I right? Hip hip.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the only reason I'm still undead and not like dead.
Yeah, you can keep that job.
Gladly.
We'll move on over to Cousins. Cousins,
Hey.
when was the last time the Queen used you?
Oh, I mean, like, basically that's what I do. You know, like little errands. You know, doesn't want to be disturbed. She's got a big flock of bats. You know, and I try to stand out. I try to do a good job. Just last week, for example, she used us as scouts. Spy ahead, get some intel, see what route the other unholy retinues were taking. And I take the job real serious, you know. So I came back and tapped on her door, was going to give her the whole report. Apparently that's not part of my job, and there is such a thing as being an overachiever, and it's not always appreciated amongst the other bats. But hey, I don't know, you know. She's my queen. Do everything I can, but yeah, I lose my place sometimes.
I feel like we all just like had a little bit of a heart crack listening to Cousins right there. I don't know about anybody else.
I want to give him a hug.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure. And Cousins opens his wings and just kind of. Has anyone seen that video of the turtles kind of like
Yes!
the other turtle's face? Yeah. It's not quite so erratic, but it's sort of just like a little like.
Respectfully, Connor, you are just the Italian Bartok from Anastasia.
I am so happy I wasn't the only one thinking it.
Yeah, it's if the Romanovs had to leave New Jersey, that's really where.
Yeah.
Yes.
I should mention that Cousins is wearing a matching velour tracksuit, by the way.
Yeah, on one cheek it says fruit, the other it says bat.
Incredible. Oh my gosh. Darius, go for it.
I'm so sorry. I kind of stay in my lane, but Bitey McBiterson, pretty clear. But you guys are willing to share. I mean, what do you guys do for the Queen? Your role and whatnot. Here we are, co-workers, and obviously, Stacey, you keep the Queen from stepping into potholes, which is awesome.
Yes.
Love that for all of us.
I've also offered to be her social media manager multiple times, but she doesn't have one.
Hard to have one when you don't show up in photos.
Yeah, but she could post some really great scenery pics, and she lives in a castle. Who doesn't want to see castles?
I mean, obviously, I don't care, but if I do have a reflection and show up in photos, if you wanted to, again, I'm good, but if it would help you, I'd be happy to throw a couple poses your way.
I think she could get a lot more followers, literally, if she had an Instagram or a TikTok or something.
Bitey McBiterson.
So, while I do not think the Queen would be good with social media just because of the age, I think Cousins here would. It's fine. I think Cousins here would really appreciate a social media manager because look at this beautiful bat.
No, stop.
It
Come
has
on.
nice little suit.
No,
Yeah.
guys, please, come
The
on.
internet would eat this bat up,
No.
figuratively speaking,
I
of
mean,
course.
You're wearing a
distinguishable.
tiny tracksuit. Of course, we're starting you an Insta. Oh my gosh.
I mean, if you think it would help the Queen, then obviously, sure, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
If it doesn't help the Queen, it's helping the cause.
Exactly. So much so.
All right, we'll move on over to Darius as this social media scheme is being put together. Darius, part of you wants this proposed alliance to fail. Why?
I'd prefer not to answer. If that's all right with you.
All right, would you like a different question or would you like to pose this to someone else?
I'll try something else.
All right. Then, Darius, what do you usually do for the Queen? And why does that make you an unlikely choice for this journey?
I suppose you could say that I provide entertainment for the Queen. My own particular variety. As I mentioned, she does enjoy a show, and I like to provide.
All right.
And that's what I'm here to do.
Lavinia first.
So if you're providing a show of sorts for the Queen, is it in the way that you would step on Bitey's toes, or is it something completely different?
Absolutely not. It's very much its own thing, darling. You could keep all of that. I provide a different kind of entertainment.
Okay. Are you going to elaborate on what that entertainment is, or?
Are you going to elaborate on anything when asked of you?
I think I've elaborated as much as I need to. I can answer what I do for her, but that's about it.
Likewise, darling.
Interesting.
Cousins. No, Bitey.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the idea that none of the rest of retinue take me seriously and all think I am just joke.
Hey, no,
Is this true?
no, Bitey, come on.
I take you plenty seriously, darling. You just have a very particular job that I am very much not a part of.
But thank God
Understood.
you're doing your job. And who better to do it? If I was the Queen, this is blasphemous, but I'd turn you again and again. You'd be like a little wind-up doll, just going in circles from however many times, just.
Darling, I think we need to work on
I
your
feel
compliments.
like I'm not helping. All right.
Kind
yeah,
of like
all
a
right.
carousel.
Thank you.
As this, I guess, affectionate talk is happening, we'll move on over back to Lavinia. Lavinia, you saw the queen do something terrible. Did you come to respect her more or less afterward?
Oh, more. Absolutely more. The queen did whatever she had to be the queen. And part of that is why I'm in a little bit of an inner circle position, a little bit of a confidant. I keep that close to my chest. And no, if people want to take what they want and do it in a classy way, we'll say, I think that's very admirable, personally. It's how we used to do things.
I did see Bitey earlier, but he shaved his metaphorical mustache. Stacey.
She already said she wasn't going to elaborate, so I gave up because this mysterious enigma wrapped in a gift box over here.
I just don't have time for your young new vampire questions. You can get those answered by someone else.
Stacey.
Hi, I totally zoned out. Can you repeat everything you just said?
Children these days, attention spans of a goldfish. I blame TikTok. Well, I admired the queen more after seeing what she did. She took what she wanted, did what she had to do to become the queen, and like I said, that's kind of how we used to handle things. So I respect anyone who respects old custom that way. That's kind of fun.
Cool.
Cousins.
I'm going to gather Cousins gathers Stacey. And Lavinia, do you have like your own carriage in this traveling party? What is your living quarters situation?
Ooh. Yeah, I feel like she has her own carriage, and she keeps her personal items in the carriage, not like on like the back of it. Her personal items are in the carriage.
Okay. So Cousins flaps over Stacey and gives a little knock at Lavinia's window. It's evening. It's after a meal. We're sort of have set up camp for the night. Mrs. Lavinia.
Yes.
You've known the Queen for a really long time. Me and Stacey were just talking. We know that we're kind of new here. Hey, what is she like? You know, not like I'm trying to be a sycophant, but like, how do we ingratiate ourselves like you have? I mean, you were the Queen. You're like this, right? And I'm not trying to, I'm never going to be that. But I just thought maybe, And Stacey, if I'm speaking for you, you tell me to shove it. But I think we're
No,
both.
she mostly just glares at me. So like, it'd be nice if she like said words.
Yeah, does she have like a favorite musical genre that we could serenade her in, or I don't know. What do you do? What's the key?
Well, much like me, like I said, we're both very old custom.
Right.
So when I met her, it was a matter of moving up in court. It was a matter of kind of ingraining myself in a court that way. I got very lucky that way to kind of get brought up to be sort of a little bit of a confidant for her. Respect is a big thing for her. The bowing thing is a big thing for her.
Sure, yeah.
She's, as Reginald pointed out earlier, we've all had that happen, I think. She very much commands that level of respect. The more respect you show her, the happier she'll be with you, but you don't stand out that way. You do have to kind of go above and beyond for her. Bring her something she doesn't have, but she wants.
Something she doesn't have, but she wants.
Show
that's
that
good.
Show that you can do something that no one else can.
Something she doesn't have, but she wants. I got it. Thanks, Mrs. Lavinia. And Cousins is going to take off into the woods.
Okay, I guess I'm going to leave too.
Good night, Stacey.
Bye.
We're moving on over to Reginald, who I imagine is over by solemnly over by a tree. Where would Reginald be at this time of night?
I think you hit it right. The nail on the proverbial coffin. I'm standing over by a tree.
Lovely.
Really,
Well,
really taking it in.
excellent. Just spying on everyone, just talking amongst themselves. What do you do that disappoints the queen on this journey?
And I don't like to confess this out loud. I don't like to use the word disappoint lightly, but I can be a bit, well, some would say needy, others would say eager, some would say annoying, get away from me, you little pissant. You know, everyone's got their own terms for it. And I think sometimes along the journey, in an effort to appease, I cross a line into overzealousness. And it's, again, I don't think it's disappointment. I think it's just, I can be a bit grating if my presence is not wanted.
Which is why you're over by the tree right now.
Which is why I'm over by a tree. See, look at that. That's a polite societal distance.
Mm-hmm. Bitey.
Since we are all part of retinue, if we notice early on that you are maybe grating on Queen's nerves, perhaps we tell you or hint towards you so you can back up a little bit?
I would love a subtle signal, you know, like a light ear tug or a flailing of limb, you know, just so that I'll keep a respectable, because I feel like it's one step forward, several steps back. And in eternity, you can continue to take several steps back. It can be hard to catch up.
We could have a code word.
That sounds very youthful. What would the code word be?
Kumquat.
I feel that we would start to catch on with how glaringly obvious that word doesn't really appear in a sentence a lot.
I think for me personally, if I am near you, can I like tap your elbow? If I am behind Queen, flail wildly?
I'm sold because of your stature. I will see that from a mile away.
Excellent.
What if our
Happy to
code
help.
word is Reginald, stop?
No, see, now the problem with that code word is it's a bit on the nose because my name and the action have been called out.
We're going for subtlety, darling.
Well, you know, it's one of the few things I think our people have in spades, as it were. We're all very subtle. We have to be, otherwise people would catch on to our existence. How else do you survive for nigh on a millennia if you stand out?
I feel like Stacey's about as subtle as her brother's death.
Well, in fairness, she didn't realize it happened 2 years ago until you told her the day of the week, so there is a chance she does go undetected.
I'm really subtle.
Speaking of subtlety, Stacey, how can people tell just by looking at you that you serve the queen? And do you mind it being so obvious?
I don't mind it at all. It's because I'm a vampire. Duh! It's like, I mean, obviously I serve the queen of vampire stuff because I'm a vampire, and like you can tell I'm a vampire just by looking at me because I'm a vampire. I would assume that people know I'm serving this queen because she's the only queen in this area. But like once we get to other areas, I don't mind it being obvious. Like it's obvious I'm a vampire. Obviously I'm so subtle around like the humans and stuff. But I don't mind. I mean, she's fabulous. I'm fabulous. She wears cool jewelry. I wear cool jewelry. She's a vampire. I'm a vampire.
Bitey.
For no particular reason other than just recording journey. Hey, you want to take selfie?
Oh my gosh, yes! I would love a selfie, but I don't think either of us will show up, is the thing. So it would just be a photo of the floor.
Hey.
But like, we can totally take a photo of like the sunset or something.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool! Or like if you find like a really pretty tree or like some really cute like animals or something, we can totally do like a whole little photo shoot.
I mean, the tree that Reginald is by is pretty.
Reginald, pose! That's a pretty tree. You're right, yeah.
As the selfies continue, we are officially at our halfway mark. We have reached $50 total so far. Congratulations to everyone. Once again, we are raising money for Bat Conservation International. Mel, could you give us one quick blurb about that, please, and why it's so incredibly important?
Caught me off guard. I need to pull up my notes again.
I'm sorry.
You're fine, hon. Okay, so yeah, Bat Conservation International, BCI, their mission is to conserve world bats and their ecosystems to ensure a healthy planet. So bats work for things like pollination, reforestation, pest control. So they're incredibly important to all the world's ecosystems. Bat Conservation International puts out worldwide education modules, as well as helps reduce the stigma around bats in all world communities, especially in areas where bats are more prevalent and therefore more stigmatized.
So I put out to you, chat, there is one animal on this universe that should not exist. And because bats are here, they help take control of these particular pesky critters. The mosquito? Mosquitoes are terrible. And bats help eat all the mosquitoes. So let's save more bats to get rid of mosquitoes.
Can I throw another little bat fact in?
Yes.
Bats are also so amazing. So if you live on the East Coast of the United States, you've seen them for years, and we've been having to curb stomp them. Spotted lanternflies are a big problem. They're an invasive species, and bats have integrated them into their diet to help get rid of them as well. Like they were never existed in a bat's diet. Now they're like, okay, fine, game on. And I think that's just awesome.
Absolutely. So if you ever needed a better cause, get rid of mosquitoes, help the bats.
Yeah, help cousins live a little bit longer by donating now.
Live a little bit longer.
Let's beat the Guinness World Record for a bat living 42, right?
Let's get Connor to 42 years of age before he dies.
Yeah. All right, bringing it on back over to our lovely vampires, I say. We're going to move it back on over to Bitey McBiterson. What brings out the queen's kindness?
Basically just deference and respect. She's the fucking queen. If you wish to incur her wrath, make ill-timed jokes, be rude to herself or anyone in her court, you may or may not live or unlive to regret it. Well, the kindness with the just respect. She really enjoys you being respectful.
Reginald.
Oh, just to add a little bit to that, I think Bitey has got a very valid point. Majesty does love it when politeness and platitudes are put in place correctly, but she also has a wicked sense of humor. She does enjoy a bit of practical jokery, around the court, sort of setting some individuals up for failure. It does bring a little glint to her eye. I've always loved that about her, a good sense of humor.
Agreed, yes.
Alrighty, we'll move on over to Cousins. Cousins, this question is for you. You were once summoned to a private meeting with the Queen. Why did you feel disappointed afterward?
So, This will work well. So, following that conversation with Lavinia, Batty flies off into the woods. For the next couple days of the journey, we don't see much of him. And then one day, sort of late morning, as things were getting a slow start to the camp, this figure comes flapping through the trees, but without any grace in the usual gait we associate with cousins. And it is our little bat friend carrying this like large, like many 10 times his size rectangular something over directly to the queen's pod. And I'm so surprised to be summoned in this way. The queen opens her door, and Batty comes in, and I keep calling. I have fern going in my head. Cousins walks in and puts this large rectangular thing sort of facing away in the corner. Says, "Your dark eminence, cousins, hello." You know, of course you know. I was talking to Lavinia, and this is really her idea, so credit goes to her. But you're it. You're the top of the food chain. You know, the apex kahuna, and what don't you have? And I don't know. I was thinking about Stacey and snapping these selfies, and gosh, I'm already embarrassed, but here I am in the queen's personal chamber. And Batty grabs and turns around this large rectangular thing, and he is essentially, you guys know those like old Italian Giuseppe Arcambolo, I think, paintings, the like portraits with fruit for faces?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's like kind of, or produce for faces, it's kind of one of those. It's like he's made a thick paste from like mud and just like various sort of detritus of the forest, and using sticks and acorns and nuts and produce and fungi has essentially created a portrait of the queen. And she looks at it for a moment and then looks at Cousins. I think maybe looks at Cousins for the first time ever truly seeing him as an individual, and then looks back at the painting and then just barks with laughter, howls with laughter. And Cousin says, "No, yeah, it's yeah, this was dumb. I'll get rid of it," and offers to sort of start taking it, and the queen just continues to laugh and laugh and laugh in a way that is gaining intensity. She's not losing steam as she does this, and he's so uncomfortable. He ends up standing there for a while and then flying out of her chamber space. And I think we don't hear from Cousins again for the rest of the day, as he sort of, the other bats are summoned to and fro to do the queen's kind of little managerial biddings, and he separates himself and really thinks about that moment and why he serves the queen and why he feels so compelled.
If I can ask, while we're on this journey and everyone has their own pods or carriages or so forth, where is a place that Cousins feels safe?
So you know how trees sometimes will have those big knotted sort of scabs where I think large limbs have been lobbed off and they've sort of formed this circular crust. And over time, the inside of those can rot out and essentially make a little miniature tree cave. And I think in the same way that there's a certain age of child who sees a good skipping stone, who's so sort of always has a radar looking for a nice flat rock to be a skipping stone in a river, Cousins just always has a little radar open for a little tree cave that he can just go and hang upside down and feel that tight, enveloping space around him.
Bitey.
Hey, bud, do you need a hug when you get back? Or, like, I mean, do you need a hug when you come back? Because I can provide that for you.
Yeah, again, and you're never gonna see. Guy's never gonna say no to a hug. But I'm fine. Why? What did she say? Something? What did she say? Why are you asking me? What did she say?
She didn't say anything. You just seemed a little disappointed when you flew away from her carriage. So I'm just making sure you're okay.
Gee, that's really fine. It's very perceptive of you. Thank you for noticing. Can I make a confession?
Yeah, of course.
I don't know the Queen as well as you do. Do you ever feel like, I don't know, maybe her heart's not in it in the way that it was centuries in the past? Sometimes it feels to me like she's going through the motions. And I'll serve her no matter what, but I just, if she's not in this, what are we in it for?
I'm still relatively new. I was only turned a few years ago. However, can I be honest with you?
I would love that.
It definitely feels sometimes like she's just floating along through the rest of her own life, and that is it.
Yeah.
No real driving goals, just I am here. I think that's partly why she turned me as well, is just something to change up her routine.
And how do you feel about it? I mean, you're looking down a long road that just keeps going and
don't
going
know
and
how
going.
long. This road might not be very long. She could get bored with me, and then I am done.
Oh.
That is my reality. That is what I think about. That is what I face.
Does that make you nervous?
A little bit, yeah, but I mean, when I was alive, I was 40. I was already half dead anyway, so who cares, huh?
All right. Well, hey, thanks for the hug, for asking how I was doing, for letting me in on how you're doing. If I could support, you just let me know.
I appreciate you. And the earlier thing about you being an owl in the sky, that was just a joke. I'm not good with humor sometimes. I apologize.
No, yeah, hey, man, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you zing those zingers. Don't let them stop you.
Remember that about the painting you just gave to Queen. You wouldn't have known. You still don't know. You don't know her opinion on it.
She told you about the don't tell anybody about the painting.
It's still there. It's still in carriage. She didn't say anything. It's still there. So she doesn't hate.
All right.
I think she just needs a minute to really think about what you have done and then to start see you as individual. And you were only doing what you thought might be different for her.
I just thought maybe she'd like to see herself how I see her. I mean, I could follow any vampire lord, but if she's the one, and I feel it in my bones, and I just wanted her to. It's not devotion for devotion's sake. It's real. It's meaningful, and I'm talking too much. Anyway, thanks, Bitey.
Anytime, my friend.
As this heart-to-heart is happening and we pan away for a moment, we find Darius. Darius, you had a vivid dream about the Queen. What about it surprised you?
I think we should actually hear about the dreams of. I think we should ask that question of Cousins, because he seems to have very strong feelings about the Queen.
So, Darius, you want to know about Cousins' dreams?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had a dream the other night. You were there, Darius. You were there, Reginald, and Stacey, and Bitey, and Lavinia. We were all there. We were sitting in plastic folding chairs, and we were all going around the circle introducing ourselves. And we got to the queen, and she stood up, and she said, "Hi, my name's Emily." And then she seemed to be lost for words, and I don't know. We all got up and we all went and put a hand on her. You know, you, Lavinia, you put your head on her shoulder, and we just sort of stood there, letting her know that we were close by. And her breath slowed and steadied, and I don't even know where that name came from, Emily, but yeah, that was what the dream was.
You were just precious.
I think that was directed to you, cousins.
Oh, yeah. That's Darius.
Well, Darius, would you like to answer this next question?
Certainly.
When was the last time you had the Queen's undivided attention? And do you hope to have it again?
The last time I had the Queen's undivided attention was before we left on our trip. And I do believe I will have it again rather soon.
Does this expect? Oh, I'm gonna defer to. We've got Stacey first.
What happened?
Well, we were just chatting about what's to come. You know.
Okay, but yeah, like the undivided attention, and you said you're gonna have it again soon. Like,
Oh no, darling. That seems like you're thinking of Bitey's job.
Reginald, you are able to get in here.
No, I appreciate. See, and you're setting up sentences that make us think that, then actively denying it. So while we're all laying ourselves bare, we're talking about our moments. You know, we're doing a lot of hemming and hawing. Darius, while you sit here, I'm assuming you're an actor. I have not a clue, really. What is it you do? Quickly, like, what are you talking about, love? We know what lake she's dipping her toes in. It's Bitey's lake. We understand. We've heard the ethereal moans and shakes from a carriage not too far down the lane. But what is it that has you speaking in such cloaked riddles of anonymity? What big mysterious enigma are you hiding, and why are you going to unleash it again very soon?
Well, I say tenders, the needs of the Queen for the flesh, I handle for the mind. As I said, I provide entertainment.
Are you a Sudoku puzzle? What do you mean?
Cousins are able to go in there too.
he's a clown.
No, yeah, I think
I apologize.
He's a court jester. He's a clown. Oh my gosh. Are you a clown? Can you do magic tricks?
Reginald, I apologize, but your imagination is so shallow that you cannot fathom what I could be talking about.
No, wait a minute. The imagination is not shallow. The imagination has no detail. Cousins, I'm going to let you enter the arena. I'm going to let you come in.
Cousins overhears the raised voices and kind of makes his way over, gleans the context of the conversation, and just hops up on Reg's shoulder. Oh, are we talking about what we're doing? Darius, what do you do, man? What's your deal? You're an entertainer. Okay, what kind?
I'm gonna level with you, man. I start shit for the Queen. All right, I told you she likes seeing stuff happen. I just do this, around and around.
Wait.
You play mind games with us?
And if you watch over to the side, you can see the Queen. Her window is like rolled down from her carriage.
She's just like an Oldsmobile cranker.
You entertain the Queen by messing with all of us.
Well, not just you. It's a whole. It's a whole.
Who else?
All of the Queen's subjects are there for her pleasure.
You know what? My bad. My bad.
Bitey, come on in here.
Wait, your whole entire job, your reason for existence within the Queen's court is to fucking torture us?
Well, it's not really a job. I love what I do.
Well, when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
On life as it would be. Yes.
Bitey's gonna take a little handful of dirt and just kind of throw it at Darius.
Dude, the fuck, man! I just got this straight.
I guess we all have a place, but goddamn, man. Rude.
Stacey, some of the dirt gets on you.
Dude, what the heck? Anyways, we need to gossip. We need to. Stacey looks directly at Darius. It's just like, you and I, we gotta talk shit. Please.
Fine.
I've been needing a gossip buddy, and no one here wants to gossip with me.
And you're surprised.
I mean, yeah, gossiping is like the best thing to do. We could start rumors.
Start.
I already started a rumor that you're a court jester because that's what I thought you were.
I did hear about that one. I didn't know it was you.
Yeah.
Impressive.
As
I think that we could. I think we could. You just seem like you know a lot of stuff about people if you're playing mind games, and like, spill that tea. You know?
I know plenty. I don't know if you should, though.
Why not?
Or if you do.
Why not?
How much do you know about what we do here?
We suck blood, and right now we're on a really long walk, and we serve the queen, and some of us grow really, really old, and he's a bat, so bat things, and he fucks, so yeah.
I have to say, nothing you said was incorrect.
Exactly.
We're going to move on over to Lavinia as this little squabble is happening. Lavinia, what is something you do for the Queen that has prepared you well for this journey?
Well, I'm a confidant. There's very little I don't know about what we're doing. Only what's only pertinent to diplomats and dignitaries. And even then, I get her letters first. So, I kind of know everything that's going on, considering most things go through her confidants first. I'm not the only one, but I am one of them. And they go through us first. So, I'm well informed, you could say.
And is this a pleasure or is this a inconvenience to you?
Well, depends on the information. Certain people are more trite than others, I'll give you that.
Fair. Reginald, what specific restraints has the Queen placed on you that don't apply to anyone else?
Specifically placed upon me is that I'm not given the privilege of turning anyone, which has been placed on me since the very beginning. After I was turned and became a vampire, I wasn't given the luxury of being able to turn or bring anyone into the fold of my own accord.
I think it was Lavinia first.
So you've never turned anyone.
Not in almost 200 years that I've been a vampire, no.
Are you curious?
I mean, there's so many things about life that one can be curious about and has the pleasure, and I've experienced so much, and there's still much to be seen and witnessed to. I think on a level, yes, but after a while you become divorced of the notion of things happening. So I think for a time I was, but now it's a fate that I've just accepted.
So, is it just a turning, or does she not let you bite anyone at all? Like, do you have to have things brought to you so that you can eat?
No. I can bite and I can eat, but I'm not allowed. I'm not given the ability of turning. And I mean, it is a denial of companionship to some degree, I guess. But one finds a way to fill the void.
'Tis fair. Bitey.
Did she ever tell you why? I'm not, not to be so bold as to assume she would tell you, because I just didn't.
No, I was never given any reason or indication. It was just sort of a proclamation handed down, and when you are devout to the crown, as I was in life, as I will be in death, you just accept it. And you accept it as your reality, you accept it as your truth, and you move forward.
That is kind of a weighty burden to carry, and
No.
proud of you for doing that.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, but stronger are the shoulders that support the monarch.
Darius, is that a question or a thinking pose? Beautiful. We'll move on over to Stacey. The queen made a dire threat before this journey began. Do you think she'll carry it out?
Can I ask a clarification question?
Of course.
Was the dire threat to me or just in general, or do I get to decide that?
That is your decision.
Okay. So, honestly, like, I mean, girl boss, go off, say what you want. I don't think she's gonna go through with it. I mean, she said that if this whole meeting doesn't go well, that she's gonna start a war with, like, the other side, the other kingdom. And, like, in this day and age, a war in this economy, I'm just saying, like, I don't think it's the most smart thing to do is to, like, go to war and stuff. Like, so I don't think it'll actually happen. I don't think she'll go through with it.
Reginald.
Love, when were you turned?
What day is it?
Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday. Like a year ago.
Well, young one, I hate to inform you about how things work. Your sentence, and it makes a little bit more sense when you find out how fresh you are. The phrase "in this economy" to a group of individuals who have seen every economy doesn't hold the weight it did a year ago when you were alive. So if she set her mind to something, she's going to do it. And if you've never watched immortals fight, it doesn't end well.
The news always made me sad, so I, like, never turned it on.
Well, that's going to be a continuing trend. And I pray you know respite.
I don't know what those words mean.
Pray is what people do to a deity.
I know that one, silly.
a respite, a moment of reprieve. And as I've explained the word with another complicated word, I will explain reprieve with the word rest.
So you're praying I
I'll
don't.
pray that news will forever. You know what? Good for you. That's what I'll end it on. Good for you. In your optimism.
Thanks.
It's as bright and sunny as the thing we try to avoid.
Bitey,
Yeah.
I did see that you were around.
And yet, to piggyback off the bright and sunniness, we are creatures of the night. What makes you think that the war will be fought in the open?
Because there's like a lot of us, and we're in the middle of a forest walking on a trail, and like, I'm just saying, I don't think that there's like a giant basement somewhere where we're all gonna fight. Like, I feel like this is probably gonna happen out in like a forest. Like, obviously not in front of like people, but if this whole war was fought inside, that'd get really messy.
My dear sweet summer child, how little you know.
I was born in February.
Case in point.
As we talk to this sweet February child, Bitey, when did you know that you were in love with the queen?
Pass.
Okay. Do you want a different question?
Yes.
Well, a question just came in chat. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can pull this up. Bitey McBiterson, what is your opinion on Count Dracula and his opinions on the queen possibly being a danger to vampire society? So
My
this
opinion,
is a two-parter. What is your opinion on Count Dracula?
he's kind of a dumb bitch.
And what are your opinions of his opinions on the queen possibly being a danger to vampire society?
He's not wrong in the way that any one of us can be a danger in some way to a vampire society. Things tend to change in life, but as undead, somewhat immortal creatures, we are kind of used to patterns, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Whatever, it is dumb Dracula, he is bitch, his opinion no matter. Fuck him.
Thank you so much to Ruben, who sent in that question.
Thanks, Ruben.
Perfect. We'll go ahead and move on to cousins. Cousins, you sometimes think that you might be the queen's favorite. Why and why does this worry you? You are mute, my dear. One moment. You're fine.
My bad. In the days that followed the painting incident, cousins kept a distance, but eventually, you know, some of the other bats, some of the other lower on the hierarchy vampires would come find him and say, the queen has summoned you. And he would go into her cabin, and it was very stern and very businesslike at first, and she would just say, bat. Today I have a hankering for blackberries. And then the next day she would say, bat. Today I have the hankering for fresh hemgrove salad. And cousins would go retrieve these items. He was a great forager and bring them every time. And one day, when he was summoned, maybe a week into this, and he was used to an ever increasingly exotic menu of things that he would be sent to procure for the queen's lunch, she said, bat. I'm tired. Will you tell me a story? And Cousins started talking and told her the only story he knew, which was the story of his family, his brothers and sisters and his mom and dad, and the games that they used to play. And he was in a bit of a panic and just started rambling. And at one point, the queen raised her hand and said, "That'll be enough." Cousins left. Was summoned again the next day. The queen said, "Please continue." And this began to be a pattern, and eventually Cousins didn't need to be summoned. And he would fly in through a window and talk about that life and his family and the ways that they showed up for each other. And the queen, though maybe a little dismissive at first, began really listening and listening and listening, and sometimes she would fall asleep. And he would keep talking until he heard her breathing get very sonorous and low and rhythmic, and then eventually he would make his way out. And they never addressed it. She never called him anything but that. But one day when he came in, he started to clear his throat to tell another story. And she held up a hand again, and she started speaking and told him a story of what her life looked like before she was the Undark Empress that we know her as today. And there was never a "how are you?" There was never a small talk. There was never any conversation about the here and now. They just began to be in the habit of telling each other stories of their lives. Some true, some embellished, as stories tend to be. And it replaced Cousins' sense of, well, it didn't replace his sense of duty, but it augmented his sense of duty with a deep, deep kinship and bond with this person. And whether Cousins would ever say, "I'm the favorite" or not, I don't think he would. He wouldn't, definitively. But I think he felt close to her and believed that she experienced that proximity, that intimacy in her own inverse and reciprocated way.
That's quite beautiful. Bitey.
Not to be stickler, but you didn't answer the second part as to why it worries you.
Oh. I think it worries Cousins for the same reason. I don't want to speak for all of us, but the same reason that I know I can experience anxiety in a close relationship with intimacy. That you stitch your heart in with someone else's, and suddenly what happens to them matters. And the closer you get to someone, the more they see you, the more opportunity they have to not reject you in an offhand way. I think before this, the queen could have waved away Cousins and it wouldn't have mattered. He would have blended in with another 100 of bats. But now he knew from this point forward, there was something to lose. And if he lost this favor, if he lost this love, it would be something that he did. Something that he was or wasn't, a personal failing that he would have to address privately and atone for within himself.
Anytime, if you're tired of flying and you need rest, go ahead and choose a shoulder. It's all yours, man.
I think if you're up for this, Mark, I think that sometimes maybe Bitey was in there, just sort of, in whatever stage of repose, and it was never proper. Cousins would never say hi, Bitey, though we do have a relationship, but would just continue to tell the story to the queen, happy that you were here as well.
The stories of your family were very beautiful, and Bitey definitely appreciates.
As we form these beautiful connections, we're going to bring on over Darius. Darius, what promise did the Queen make to you before this journey, and do you think she'll keep it?
The Queen promised that no matter what happens, things will be interesting. And I have no doubt that she will make good on that.
Alrighty. Bitey.
Wait, so she just literally promised you that things will be interesting, and that was it?
I thought you got my whole bit at this point. I was really honest with you guys earlier and like a little bit vulnerable. I thought you understood my whole thing. I'm doing a thing.
I wanted to be sure you're doing that. Look, I still like I'm not used to the. I'm trying to figure out. I apologize. Okay, at this bit, I'll go fuck off.
As Bitey leaves Darius, we'll move on over to Lavinia. Lavinia, the Queen once offered you comfort. What about that memory will stay with you forever?
So when I met the Queen, I was already turned. I was turned by someone, a different vampire lord. He disappeared, we'll say. And I wasn't quite sure where to go from there when the coven fell apart. And that's when she found me. And I proved useful with the information that I had. And more than that, she decided that I was trustworthy. A choice. But she offered me somewhere to stay, at the very least, with the freedom to go as I pleased. The reason I stay with her, and the reason that I haven't ever thought of going off and starting my own coven for all these years, is because I am free to go when I please. I don't feel a need to go when I'm not being forced to stay.
I'd say that's a very rare gift. Bitey, you had something.
I was just going to say that's probably the most open and honest that she's been the entire time.
It's a story you'll hear around court, how I just showed up and the other guy didn't. So I don't feel like it needs to be a secret.
Reginald, what is the most difficult part of this journey? And what makes you so adept at overcoming it?
I think the most difficult part of this journey is the constant slow revelations that an individual you've, whether by your own choice or by outside influences, have dedicated your life to, is manipulative, dishonest, and employs tactics at any given moment to torment individuals that do nothing but continuously show respect and dedication. And I'm committed. I'm the best one to handle this, because if that doesn't explain the upbringing I had under the British Empire, it's really from one to another. But that's the most complicated part of this whole thing. As we've started out, you're going towards a goal, you're going towards a mission, you're going on these talks to combine covens and make peace and broker peace, and then the entire time you find out that the queen you serve and dedicate your life to is scoffing at individuals, employing tricksters and charlatans to sit in the market and speak in riddles that would confuse even the highest of scholar. And I think that's the most infuriating part of this entire trip.
And what makes you so adept of overcoming it?
I'm British, resilient, love, and I've seen it before, and it's with the gift of a lot of years, these moments they pass. They're frustrating in the initial initial phase, but you have to remember that nothing really is eternal. Everything does have a lifespan. Even the undead have a lifespan. Power comes, power goes. Not everyone will forever have it, so you just have to ride it out.
Very well spake, if I may say. Stacey, the queen trusts you, but no one else in the royal court does. Why?
Yes,
I don't know why
Saints,
anyone
why?
wouldn't trust me, honestly. Like, I'm really trustworthy. The queen trusts me because I was chill when she killed my brother, and I was like, okay, slay, go off. And even though I wasn't turned until like a year later, I didn't say anything. I didn't reveal the secret of vampires or anything like that. I kept it under wraps, even though I love gossip. I didn't say anything. And then I don't think people trust me because I'm so new. Like, I mean, I get that, like, I just joined being a vampire and I just came into the court, but, like, I'm a really trustworthy person, obviously.
Obviously. Well, my friends, we have reached the end of our journey, for just out of nowhere, we see a force coming out of the shadows and stepping right in front of the queen. She is under attack. Do you defend her? Now, for this part of the session, what we're going to do is we're going to put our hand just like so. I'm going to give my players just a minute to figure out what their answer is going to be. We are going to then close our eyes and choose either upwards if we are going to defend the queen, or downwards if we are going to do something a little differently. Here at For the Cause, what we also do is explain why and what we're going to do about it. So, to my players, just give me a brief explanation as to what you are doing in this moment the queen is being under attack. So, are we ready? Yes, you have a question.
Yes. What is she being attacked by?
That is for you all to decide. You are the storytellers indeed. There are shadows in the mist, there's a large fog, and there are figures in front of you. So, everyone thumbs out. Close your eyes, and on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, and open. Wow, we are a mixed bag. I love it. We're going to go in order, starting with Bitey McBiterson. Please tell us why you decided to defend the queen, and tell us what you do in this time.
Bitey decides to defend the queen because she's his queen. He's still relatively new, so any kind of resentment someone might have, Reg, he doesn't quite have that yet. So he's still willing to defend the person that turned him, and that still helps him still lead a very comfortable life. Now, seeing that she's in danger, eyes go red. He grows about a foot taller. He just, for whatever reason, calls upon this deep well of reserves of power he didn't know he had. It just transforms into this vampiric beast and just runs in there and it hits a couple of these shadow creatures that are the closest to the queen. And that's how he'll start off his defense.
Bitey, I'll say that once you have made contact with one of these shadow creatures, they feel a bit furry. Cousins, we'll move on over to we'll move on over to you. You've decided to defend the queen. Please tell us why and what you're doing.
You know, You hear so many stories about, the perils of the inequities of servitude. But I don't know. I'm a tough bat. I've been living my whole life by my own rules. But there's something about her. Serving her gives me purpose. I serve her because it's what I choose to do. And since it's what I choose to do, it becomes who I am. What better way to spend this life than in service of something as noble as that?
And so as these shadow creatures are coming out of the mist, you hear growls. What are you doing in this moment?
I just flap up onto the queen's shoulder and just kind of tuck into her chin. I'm just going to hang with her as long as she'll have me.
Excellent. Darius, you have also decided to defend the queen this day. Please tell us why and what you're about to do.
When the queen turned me, I didn't have anything. And when she did, suddenly I had a place. I had something to do. And I love what I do, and it makes her smile, and that's everything. I got no reason to lose any of that. So yeah, I'll fight for her. Because for all of the nature of what I do and the frustration involved, I am loyal. Just not to any of the other people. And I'm going to be focusing on getting the queen out of there.
All right. As you take the queen by the arm to perchance place her in the carriage while Cousins is nestled into her neck, you are stopped by a very large paw with large talons on the carriage itself. Lavinia, you've decided to also defend the queen this day. Please tell us why and what you're doing.
So, as I said before, the queen gave me the best freedom I could have when I came to her, and that was the freedom of choice. I choose not to leave. And I am rewarded consistently for choosing not to leave. So, why would I? I also know, I was asked earlier if I've ever thought about being my own queen, and I said it's crossed my mind a couple of times in a century or two, but not something I'm looking to do right now, not something I've ever seriously thought about. But if I were to, she's my best way to do that. So why would I give up my best chance at anything I could ever want for probably nothing? And as that paw stops Darius from taking the queen out, Lavinia comes out from almost shadow. She's very clearly done this before. This is not a first rodeo. And she is directly keeping that thing. She's getting that thing out of there. She is, if permitted, that thing is gone.
Yep, it's gone.
Yeah.
They got nothing else to say. Lavinia, you hop out of the shadows and almost like a sleeper agent, you just take this creature by the neck and you just go. It crumples to the ground, tongue out of its mouth, just a big maw agape as you realize what it might be. Reginald, you've decided today not to defend the queen. Why, and what are you doing about it?
I think the journey has been it's been very telling. There's been a lot shared, and I stand by my last sentiment. I'm the best individual for the indignities I've faced because I'm a very patient individual and I've seen things change and exchange hands. And this is just one of those natural moments. So I'm not going to defend, but I'm also not going to actively participate. I'm just going to let nature take its course and see what's going to happen. If I've been seen before as overbearing or too in the way or not given the common courtesies of others, then I will not be overbearing and I will not be in the way. And you can handle it on your own.
So, Reginald, as chaos is ensuing before your eyes, you just decide to take a couple steps back. place that cloak around you and just go stand behind a tree with a little bit of a visual of what's happening. Not
Yeah.
engaging, just enjoying your time.
Just enjoying. I got an eternity to wait and see how this. To quote RuPaul, I can't wait to see how this turns out.
And finally, Stacey, you have also decided not to defend the queen this day. Why, and what are you doing about it?
She killed my brother. Like, it was the first thing I said. She killed my brother. I'm not defending someone who did that. Just because we weren't close doesn't mean that we weren't family. Also, I'm not even a vampire. I know, big reveal. Nobody knew. So I'm just gonna run away. Like, honestly, I'm not dying for realsies for this group of people that I've only been with for like a year and I'm not even a part of, really.
So, Stacey, if your brother died 2 years ago and you were only turned a year ago, I will say, if I'm able to, that within that year of you just waiting to see, am I going to be a vampire? Am I not going to be a vampire? You have actually been in contact with the creature that turned your brother in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
And they were not so keen on inviting you into their club as you might have wanted, but it actually worked out in your favor because you were able to be a little secret agent on the inside and tell them exactly where you're going to be for this encounter to happen. So you were able to walk away.
I did tell you I'm more of a dog person.
And so, with the battle ensuing, the queen being rushed away to safety by 4 of her endearing counterparts, while 2 are just taking a step back and just watching everything that is cultivated come back to bite her in the ass, we'll say that.
I'm filming it.
We're going to go ahead and let it all fade to black. And that is for the Queen of the Damned. Thank you all so much for being here for this incredible story. Thank you so much to Connor and Stomp from the 20 Sided Tavern for joining us. And
Thank you so much
Thanks
for having us.
us.
yes, and we've
What a treat.
raised $65 for the Bat Conservation International. What an incredible just bit forward. Any dollar amount counts, and we are so appreciative of the wonderful donations. Thank you all so much. I'd like to give our players just a quick chance to really quickly say an outro. Just let us know who you were, who you are, what you do, how they can find you. We'll start in reverse order with Stacey.
Oh, well, you guys can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Serendipitytheentity with dots in between the words. I do cosplay, do a bunch of stuff. If you want to find me, I'll be there, and sometimes here.
And we'll head over to Reginald.
Yeah, hey everybody. Thanks again for having us. Stomp, you can find me on all my socials are A Stompoly, my last name Stonpoly. Currently traveling across the United States on tour with the 20 Sided Tavern, so hopefully I'll be in a city near you. If not, find me goofing around on the internet. Also a pleasure.
Wonderful. Lavinia.
Hi everyone, I'm Mel. I played Lavinia. My handles across the internet are Muhai3312. You can see how it's spelled below my name on the screen because it's a tough one. I'm primarily on TikTok. I do cosplay content. I like to say I'm a small-time content creator, big-time history nerd, so there's a little bit of both on my accounts. So had a great time. As always, I'll be here again, hopefully sometime in the future.
Excellent. Moving on over to Darius.
Hi everyone, I'm TheKojiIsHere on the various social medias, and for the most part I do occasionally appear on Power Rangers Cosmic Stars for the Dark Domain RPG channel, and I also occasionally appear here. And I was Darius, your resident shit stirrer.
All right, cousins.
Hi, I'm Connor. I was cousins tonight. I'm also traveling around with Stomp and the 20 Sided Tavern, so if we come to a city near you, please say hello in person. Until then, please say hello online. I'm Connor _Marx on Instagram. and I had such a blast. Thanks for playing with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. And last but not least, we have Swolfie.
Hi, I'm Mark. I play Bitey. You can find me across all the socials as Swolfie with an underscore. So yeah.
Perfect. And my name is Natalie, also known as Gizmos Aplenty. Thank you all so much for being here. Keep updated on our next cause, which will be in November, to be determined. We will be updating social medias as we go around. As you know, we are a rotating table with rotating events. So thank you all so much for being here, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.